Hello friends, welcome to Kamath Astrology. Today's topic is Astrological Predictions around 17 September 2025, which is going to be a new turning point for the world. So 17th September 2025 is not just another day, it is a celestial movement when the planets align in a particular pattern, and that can give rise to major global events such as wars, natural disasters, political upheavals, and karmic reckoning. So, on this day, Sun transits into the sign of Virgo or Kanya. We will look at these transits in detail. Now, the chart that you see on the screen is the chart on 17 September 2025, 1:54 am IST. I have taken the place as Mumbai. This is the time when the Sun enters into the sign of Virgo, which is the bottom right square in the left hand side chart. So now in the sign of Virgo, you can see two planets, Sun and Mercury. So Mercury is in its own sign. So what is Mercury? Mercury is your intellect. Mercury is your ability to reason. It is about logic. So when Mercury is in Virgo, it is going to amplify our intellect. But at the same time, Virgo is the sign of detailing. Virgo is the sign of questioning things. And therefore, this increases scrutiny. Now, if you see the sign just above Virgo, it is the sign of Leo. And there you can see the blue circle with two planets, Venus and Ketu. Now, what is Venus? Venus is all about love, peace, and it is also about diplomacy. Whereas Ketu is about detachment, it is about confusion, and the sign of Leo shows the government and people in authority. So, when these two planets, Venus and Ketu, combine in the sign of Leo, it shows breakdown in diplomacy, breakdown in peaceful negotiations, especially for the nations that are ruled by Leo and Taurus. So diplomatic efforts can fail or agreements can be reversed unexpectedly. Now, Ketu is also a spiritual planet that shows isolation, cutting off from things, and Venus shows sensual desires. So this can lead to your spiritual beliefs clashing with your sensual desires, or rather I would say it's spiritual confusion clashing with sensual desires. Next, Saturn is retrograde in the sign of Pisces, which is a watery sign. So that shows heavy karma surfacing in emotional or oceanic depths. This means it can show deep karmic unrest and hidden agendas surfacing suddenly. Next, you can see Mars in the sign of Libra. Now, what is Libra? Libra is a sign of balance, harmony, marriage, partnerships, diplomacy. So, when an aggressive planet like Mars is in the sign of Libra, you can expect aggression through strategic, diplomatic, and indirect means. So, this can indicate conflicts disguised as diplomacy, covert actions, proxy battles, intelligence wars, and diplomatic aggression. Rahu in Aquarius forming a shadashtak with Mars in Libra, that is, they are 8-6 positions away from each other, and that can show futuristic obsessions, strong rebellion, and a very explosive situation. Rahu in Aquarius aspected by Mars or even forming a shadashtak with Mars can show mass uprising, cyber warfare, drone or technology based aggression. So this can increase terrorism on the world front, psychological warfare, and it can also create political unrest. Next is Jupiter in Gemini or Mithun. Now Gemini is a dual sign. It shows a dual personality. And when a planet like Jupiter is placed in Gemini. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So it shows an expansion in duality, media, and misinformation spreading through media and other channels, because Gemini is the sign of communication and Jupiter, the scholar, is in a dual sign. So you will see duality, you will see misinformation spreading through media, and at the same time the moon is in the sign of Cancer, which shows high emotional sensitivity or sensational news. But here is where it gets intense. Now Sun and Saturn mutually aspect each other. Sun is in Virgo, Saturn is in Pisces. So they are in direct mutual aspect. And what does that mean? It shows a power struggle between the people in authority, government, and the masses. Mars and Saturn form a shadashtak. They are at 6-8 positions from each other, and that shows energy versus resistance, often leading to accidents or aggression. Mars is our energy and Saturn is resistance to that energy. Sun, if you see, is trapped between malefic planets, Mars and Ketu on either side. So Sun is in a Pap Kartari Yoga, which is a trap of negativity. Now what are the global effects? So this can result in possible wars and tensions. Now when Saturn and Mars clash in mutual aspect or in a shadashtak, as you can see Saturn and Mars are forming a shadashtak here, it can result in military escalations and border tensions. So the Middle East region, the Eastern Europe region, these regions can face intense confrontations in this time period. Hidden tensions can suddenly erupt due to old disputes or some old ideology. Now, China, Taiwan, India, and Pakistan, the diplomatic ties will get strained because Mars in Libra shows aggression under the mask of diplomacy. Cyber wars, technology disruption due to Rahu in Aquarius is going to happen. Now, with Saturn in Pisces, which is a watery sign, and Moon is also in Cancer, which is a watery sign, and you have a volatile Ketu Venus conjunction in the sign of Leo. Saturn Sun mutually aspect each other. Sun is in Virgo. So the earth element and the water element gets activated. So expect sudden floods, particularly in South Asia, the coastal regions, and you could also see possible underwater seismic activity around Japan, Russia, and the Pacific Ring of Fire. Now, what I am expecting is a very strong earthquake in northern parts of India. It could be Himachal Pradesh, it could be New Delhi, Gurgaon, Haryana, any of these places, and also the countries that lie to the northwest of India, such as Pakistan, Afghanistan, and also in Turkey, due to Saturn aspecting the Sun in Virgo. So this September time frame, mid-September to end September, you could see some earthquake in the northern parts of India or in the countries that lie to the northwest of India. Now, Mars in Libra is getting activated due to Rahu's aspect. It is resulting in an angarak yoga in the sign of Libra. And this can mean military leadership can get activated. Collective leadership will feel constrained in this time period because of the Venus Ketu conjunction in the sign of Leo. So expect depression, disillusionment, and general frustration among the masses. Leaders can take very rash decisions or resign with Ketu in the sign of Leo. And Jupiter in Gemini can lead to media misinformation. Now, what does this mean for India? India has a Taurus ascendant, and the sign of Leo is the 4th house in India's chart. Now, with Ketu Venus there, you will see high profile resignations, leadership will be questioned, leaders could face major health issues, and there could be controversies that can affect top leaders. Saturn aspects Sun and Mercury in the sign of Virgo. So, from Pisces, Saturn is aspecting Virgo, where the Sun and Mercury are placed, and therefore this can activate judicial and bureaucratic scrutiny. Now, Virgo being activated means accountability will also rise, scrutiny will increase in this time period. The sign of Virgo is the fifth house in India's chart, and there Saturn is aspecting the Sun. Sun is aspecting Saturn. It's a mutual aspect. So you can expect youth and protests from youth in this time period. Rahu is also in Aquarius. Mars is in Libra. Rahu aspects Mars, resulting in an angarak yoga. So it shows sparks of rebellion, intellectual uprising. Students or labor movements may gather lot of steam in this time period. Farmer protests may gather steam in this time period. Why? Because Virgo is an earth sign. Saturn, Sun are aspecting each other, shows a struggle between government and people. And it is the fifth house in India's chart. So definitely it points out towards youth protests. This could also be due to large scale unemployment and layoffs that are right now happening in India. Now, the Saturn Sun mutual aspect and Mars in Libra getting activated by Rahu's aspect, that can trigger underground activity, intelligence lapses, and possible terror attacks. So, alertness is needed around the borders and especially in metro cities in southern India, especially in the cities of Bangalore, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala, as well as the western regions such as Mumbai, Gujarat. These areas can be affected by terror activities in this time period. So people have to be very careful here. Now what happens to Pakistan? There is going to be complete instability, economic as well as political in Pakistan, and to divert attention, Pakistan can create border provocations with India, pre-planned terror attacks on India. A full-scale war is unlikely, but skirmishes, LOC violations, covert military operations, and intelligence-based confrontations are possible between September and October 2025. You could also see actions such as surgical strike or a terror attack prompting response by the Indian Army. So this time warns of destabilization and karmic reckoning between India and Pakistan. It is not necessarily pointing to a full-scale war, but a high alert phase for border incidents and militant activity in this time period. So astrologically, it is a time for vigilance and preparedness, especially for terror attacks, earthquakes, tsunamis, and floods. Now, what are the karmic lessons to learn from these placements? First is Mars and Sun are about power and authority, whereas Saturn is about humility. So when these planets come in mutual aspect or they form a shadashtak, you need to learn to balance power with humility. Learn to treat your subordinates with respect, especially if you are in a position of power. If you don't do that, Saturn will give you a downfall in this period. Now, because Jupiter is in Gemini, there is going to be false information spreading through media or through other channels. So do not believe in false rumors and gossips. Lastly, Moon in Cancer shows an emotional healing that is going to happen, and Ketu with Venus in Leo, that shows that we should let go of our egoistic pride. Many people in power holding very high positions may be forced to resign in this time period. Scams can come out related to these leaders in this time period. The health of the people in power or the leaders can also get badly affected in this time period. On a personal front, relationships can get affected because of the Venus Ketu conjunction. Venus Ketu conjunction at a personal level can cause you to spend money unnecessarily. Leo is a fiery sign. Venus represents money. Venus represents love. And in a fiery sign, Venus burns. Ketu creates detachment. So you will be careless when it comes to spending money, when it comes to relationships, partnerships. These things are very fragile and can break in this time period. Now, because Mars is transiting the 6th house in India's chart, India can show a very aggressive posture, or it can also take defensive action. Military deployment will happen in the border zones, and nationalist sentiment will be on rise in this time period in India. So what are some of the remedies that you can do in this time period? Sun is aspected by Saturn. So start offering water to the rising sun from a copper vessel daily morning. Light a sesame oil lamp on Saturday evenings to control the bad effects of the planet Saturn, and recite Hanuman Chalisa daily evening for protection from malefic planetary effects. Meditate more and avoid confrontation in your day-to-day life. Now remember, Mars is in the 7th house of Libra, and it is a planet of war, aggression, placed in the sign of contracts, partnerships, marriage. So in Libra, Mars expresses aggression through strategic, diplomatic and indirect means. So Mars in Libra can show conflicts through diplomatic actions, covert actions, and the Sun-Saturn mutual aspect can show sudden explosive combination. So this is a time when natural disasters, terror attacks, conflicts across the world increase on a large scale. Recession also increases on a large scale. I had told in my video when Saturn transited into the sign of Pisces on 29th March 2025, because Saturn is the Karma Karaka placed in the sign of losses, people will start losing their jobs due to technology, AI and other reasons. And that is really happening today. So this is a time to be careful, to be watchful and to maintain restraint. Be patient and things slowly fall in place. Don't worry too much about the future. But awareness is important about what the planets are going to bring for you. So friends, if you like this video, please mark it as liked on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button. To know more about us, visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. You can reach us through our email ID astrosevaworld@yahoo.com. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye. Take care and stay safe. I will see you soon shortly with another video.